This conference will now be recorded.
You don't even with AFib? Well, my younger brother gets it when he drinks. So he had to give up drinking.
This conference will now be recorded.
Anymore.
I'd like to call the meeting to order.
You're not ready for
Let's call this April 21st regular meeting of the Sylvania Board of Trustees to order at 5 PM. Call the roll, please.
Mr. Motely?
Here.
Mr. Dunaway?
Here.
Ms. Johnson?
Here.
Simcoe? Here.
Could you all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, welcome to everyone.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, first thing on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the March 17th, 2026 meeting. We've all received those. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
So moved. Okay. Second, all righty. Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Dunaway.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes. Okay, first item on the agenda is hearing of the public, agenda items only. And
I don't
think we have any agenda item.
No.
Okay, so seeing none, we'll move on. Next is presentation by the Sylvania schools. Here to present are Dr. Veronica Motely and Tara Hayes. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, evening, everyone. Thank you for giving some time with your agenda. We appreciate you giving us this opportunity to not only showcase a little bit about our Sylvania schools and what we are so proud of, but we also have here tonight who will be introducing Tara as representing our Board of Education. So my job tonight is to share a little bit of our state of the schools. And I can tell by looking at the folks in the room, I apologize because for some of them, this is their third or fourth time perhaps hearing this information. But the good thing is it's easy to share positive information. And tonight, I'm just going to share with you that in the fall, we actually took it upon ourselves, the Board of Education District, to survey our community. And we conducted a scientific research approach to getting and gaining the attitudes of our community about the job we're doing in our schools. How are we accommodating the needs of our students? And it was a random survey, and you will be pleased to know that 90% of the participants in the survey had a favorable opinion of our Sylvania schools. In fact, 93% of the participants actually stated that they trust our classroom teachers. Some other poignant data points that I would like to share with you is that 86% of our residents who participated in the survey have significant pride in our Sylvania schools. And 90% feel that a strong school system has had a positive impact on property value. There are, of course, some additional strengths, and again, this is the easiest part of my job, is to brag on our school and our students, but a couple of other additional areas of strength were how we prepare our students for college, career, and the military if they so choose. And the other highlight that I would like to showcase is how we serve our students with special needs, or from the gifted end of the continuum to special needs and all the way in between. They really feel strongly that we meet the child where they are with the diverse needs of our student population and allow them to thrive in our schools. Now, it wouldn't be transparent if we didn't share some of the areas for opportunity. What feedback did we also gain from our participants? And we do have some challenges. All districts, all organizations have challenges, areas for improvement. And the biggest challenges that the participants noted during the survey were, one, financial pressure and changes. We know how the state funding has changed. Also, enrollment growth and overcrowding. I will say that our board was quite proactive, and you may remember Ms. Johnson being a former board member, that we went down the road really taking a deep dive into the capacity of our buildings, having a master facilities plan in place that can take us into the future, as we do expect enrollment in certain parts of our community. Specifically, if you look at Sylvania Avenue and Mitchell. We know there's a development down by the roundabout. That development was, at this point, it was projected to be complete by now, but about 150, 175 homes. Right now, I think there's about 7. But in a way that gave us an opportunity as a Board of Education to catch our breath and again, be well prepared for expansion or, dare I say, the R word, redistricting in the future based on enrollment needs. In addition, another area of challenge that the board and the district needs to remain cognizant of is the political climate and the impact it has down in Columbus with how schools and unfunded mandates may come through. So with that, again, on a final note, before I turn it over to Ms. Conklin, we know that our beloved Sylvania schools is an absolute gem of the crown for Northwest Ohio. We have a tradition of excellence with a personal touch. We have exceptional educators and staff. We have a community that continues to invest in its schools, and that return on investment continues to be significant. We provide opportunities for every student, and most importantly, we have a mindset that we are committed to continuous improvement. We no longer will we rest on our laurels, but we will continue to strive and thrive for our students so that they will have the most significant chance to have opportunities once they cross that stage, albeit a cougar or a wildcat, that they have options to determine what their future looks like. So with that, I thank you for your time, and I'm going to turn it over to one of my bosses, Ms. Kim Other.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us the time to be here tonight. It means a lot to be able to come here and explain to you what's going on. And I'm sure you've heard by now, we're asking for a 7.9 mill levy. It's big, we know that. It's been 10 years since our last one. And, you know, ever since I've been on the board, which I'm going on my 6th year, the goal has been to stay off that ballot as long as possible, doing as much as we could to stretch the dollars, to cut costs, to make what we have last as long as possible. Because of inflation, rising costs, rising labor costs, rising, you guys have the same issues. So eventually we have to go on the ballot. And we understand it's a big ask, but we would not be here if it wasn't necessary. This levy is designed to keep us functioning in the way that we have been functioning. This is not something that we're going to start adding new things. This is to keep going with the excellence that we've been providing. You know, we're all here in this community. We love this community. Our schools are a great part of that community, and we're proud of that. And we hope that we're here to ask for your support, your personal endorsement, your personal, passing along the information to the people that you come across in the community. And if you have any questions at any time, don't hesitate to reach out to us or ask questions. Tara Hay is our fearless leader of our levy committee. She's here tonight and we'll go into more detail. She has been a wonderful addition and a wonderful help, and we are so proud that we have her to represent us and to help us in this process. So again, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Kim.
And please let me know if there's anything that I can answer for any of you.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Doc.
Again, my name is Tara May, and I'm honored to be the campaign chair person for this May 11th. I'm a Sylvania Township resident and a parent in the district. You may recall my involvement in bringing the first inclusive and accessible playground to Sylvania, a project very close to my heart. Today I'm here to talk about issue 4, an important matter that impacts all of our residents. Professionally, I spent 14 years as an executive for international growth for Aldi. Today, however, my most important role is being mom to my 10-year-old son Isaac, a 4th grader at Strangman Elementary. I spend my time substitute teaching, volunteering, and caring for my son. When my family moved to the area in 2019, we chose Sylvania specifically because of the schools. We recognize something simple but powerful. Strong schools drive strong property values and strong communities. The data supports this. Well-funded schools lead to higher home values, faster appreciation, and increased demand from buyers. But beyond the numbers, strong schools create something even more meaningful, a community filled with pride, connection, and support. That's why I'm proud to be part of this levy campaign. I value the education, environment, and opportunities that Sylvania schools provide. Most importantly, I value the caliber of the staff and the care, guidance, and stability they offer our students every single day. Sylvania teachers make a tremendous impact on the lives of our children, and in many instances, impact an entire family. Teachers like Eric Swinda, who made special communication videos for my son during preschool when schools were closed due to COVID. My son is non-speaking. He uses an AAC device with a robust language system called POD. Eric not only learned the system quickly, he embraced it, creating a connection with my son that allowed him to flourish. Eric's daughter, Elise, was often included in the video messages, and she too would communicate with Isaac using POD. As a parent of a child with special needs, interactions like this don't always exist, but when they do, they leave a lasting impression. Teachers like Emily Erb, who once stopped by our home one summer day with Betty, Stranahan's school facility dog, just so Isaac could visit with her. But it wasn't just a visit. Emily used the moment to encourage communication, prompting Isaac to use his device to ask to pet Betty and to thank her. It was a simple gesture, but one that built confidence and connection. Teachers like Jenny Harding, who impact her students and their families, looking for ways to offer support beyond the classroom. Jenny introduced me to a fellow special needs mom because she knows that friendships outside the classroom are just as important as those inside. And that when families connect socially, you build a strong community. These moments are not exceptions in Sylvania. They are part of who we are. It's not uncommon to see teachers showing up to support their students outside of school, attending games, performances, and events. That level of care creates a lasting relationship and a true sense of belonging. And we see the results of that every day in our alumni. Ben Tucker, 2024 Southview grad, credits the advanced placement courses offered at Southview for preparing him for the rigorous course materials at the U.S. Naval Academy. 2020 Northview grad, Cecile Schrader, first attended Brown University before beginning medical school at Northwestern. Cecile remembers her love for medicine beginning with Science Olympiad, an extracurricular she participated in at Arbor Hills. Alec West, a 2019 Northview grad, gives credit to the MedTech career program and preparing him for college and now medical school. Alec participated in multiple athletics at Northview before playing collegiate basketball at West Liberty. He is now studying medicine at UT while returning to Sylvania as the assistant basketball coach at Northview. Jack Malek, a 2013 Northview grad, is now chief of staff for Google. Jack explains that by supporting this levy, you aren't just funding classrooms, you are investing in a proven pipeline that turns local students into leaders. Graduates go on to excel. These success stories are not accidents. They are a result of a strong, well-supported school system. I recently attended the Spring Health Fair hosted by the Senior Center. I had the privilege of speaking with many residents who spoke with such pride about their children and grandchildren, about the foundation they received in Sylvania schools, and the lives they've built because of it. They shared stories of grandchildren stepping into careers, being recruited, and pursuing their dreams. But what stayed with me most wasn't just what they said, it was how they said it. The pride in their voice, the joy in their face, the deep sense of fulfillment. That is what this levy is really about. It's about making sure that future generations have those same opportunities. This levy isn't just about funding schools. It's about preserving a legacy. It's about continuing a tradition of excellence that benefits not just our students, but our entire community. Because when we invest in our schools, we invest in our neighborhoods, our property values, and our future. A well-funded school has the resources to recruit talented teachers and staff members, offer over 25 advanced placement courses, 50 extracurricular programs, 25 varsity sports, and 14 career tech offerings that shape well-rounded, capable young people. But maintaining that level of excellence requires continued support. While none of us enjoy rising costs, this is an investment, one that pays dividends in stronger communities, stronger families, and stronger futures. It's important to highlight how fiscally responsible the district has been. As Kim said, it's been 10 years since the district last placed an operating levy on the ballot. Revenue per student is lower than the state average, meaning we do more for our students with less funding. Expenses per student are also lower, reflecting careful budgeting, thoughtful staffing, and efficient operations. Administrative costs per student in Sylvania are lower than many other districts in Lucas County, demonstrating a strong commitment to directing resources where they matter most, into the classroom. At the same time, state funding has declined due to changes in Ohio's Fair School Funding Plan, shifting more of the responsibilities to local communities to maintain programs and services. So even after $2 million in cuts and $9.7 million in avoided healthcare costs, it's still not enough. Additional funding is needed to maintain the comprehensive academic and extracurricular opportunities we offer our students. And that's really the key point. While strong financial stewardship has carried us far, it can't carry us alone. Over the past several weeks, I've had the opportunity to work alongside an incredible group of dedicated volunteers, people who care deeply about this community and the education of our children. They've stepped forward because they believe in what we're doing, and we need that continued support. We have about 40,000 registered voters, but historically only 17 to 20% participate in May elections. Our focus is on reaching likely voters, and we need every single vote to secure success. That's why your involvement matters, whether it's volunteering, having conversations, or simply showing up to vote. You can learn more about our campaign, request a yard sign, sign up to volunteer, or contribute by visiting voteforsylvaniaschools.org. Contributions to the campaign will fund mailers, yard signs, and other campaign communications. I also encourage everyone to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay informed and hear stories and testimonials from alumni and current residents. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. Campaigns like this are powered by people, by their time, their voices, and the belief in what's possible. Sylvania students have shown us what we can achieve with the right support. This levy is about protecting that opportunity for today's students and for generations to come. I encourage you to get to the polls on May 5th and vote for issue 4, because every vote matters and every child's future does too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tara.
Okay.
I do have a quick question to Doc. I remember the state of Ohio, the governor was only allowed to hold $2 billion in those accounts, in their escrow account rainy day fund, and now it's over $3 billion. Is that coming off the school? I saw the city of Toledo closing down Harvard, and I mean, it's just like it's a statewide thing. So did they change, if they changed the ruling for the deposit of the $2 billion?
I can't speak to the deposit, but I do know the Columbus algorithm doesn't add up. And quite honestly, for those communities at this point in their opinion can afford to pay more, districts like Sylvania took a hit because we used to have more funding coming from Columbus. That funding is flowing in our direction. So I'm not sure where it might have been rerouted. We're hearing some larger districts, more needy districts, but also when we see what TPS is going through, you all know I have a foot in Northeast Ohio, and I'm looking at what's happening in Akron and also Cleveland schools across the state. Even though they're saying that some of these larger districts are getting more money, everyone's receiving some type of significant reduction in their state funding that we have typically received. So where they're using or getting that money, I'm not quite so clear, and I don't want to be misleading.
Yeah, sure.
But there's some type of, I call it, Columbus map down there, where they're pleasing some funding, because we also have been told, on a side note, we know that the money that is going toward the new stadium, again, in my former backyard, that money could have been an option, if you will, to reallocate back to the schools, but it went in another direction. So not sure about all the ins and outs. with
Got it.
that. Okay.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Appreciate the information. If anyone wants to leave at this point, feel free. You're welcome. Except you, Kim. You have to stay. Thanks, Tara. Okay, thank you. Okay, next on our agenda is zoning department report. Mr. Turner is presenting for Mr. Grouse.
Good afternoon, trustees.
Hi, Albert.
Carol's on vacation this week. Resolution under zoning is resolution 26056. Secure and insecure building at 6047 and 6049 Redder. This was brought to the attention of the zoning department by a citizen who was concerned. This involves the rear door of the property. There's about 2 or 3 feet at the bottom of the door where the plywood is missing. Trustees have previously authorized securing this facility. There was a letter that was sent out to the property owner on March 31st. There is a 21-day period within which they can contact the township. To my knowledge, that contact has not been made, and it's been authorized to securing the property. That's
I do have a question. It's my understanding that this is not something that's new with this property. It's been going on quite some time. So I guess at future date, we can discuss.
happy to.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, I would make a motion to accept resolution 26-056. A second.
Second.
Oh,
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
yes.
Thanks.
Okay, next would be the road and service department. Mr. Nash?
Good evening. So, resolution, first off is a resolution 419. This is to accept the bid and enter a contract for our 27 through 29 yard waste recycling sites, where we take all of our organic waste recycling bids going out, and we received 2 bids for local vendors, and the most best bid was Cleanwood Recycling.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, make a motion to accept resolution 26-049 as stated.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Next resolution 26-050. This is authorization to advertise for 2026 leaf pickup.
Do we really have to talk about leaves already? Gee whiz, I just got mine out of the yard last week. My goodness. Sorry.
All right, did you have?
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, any discussion other than, all right, I would like to then make a motion to accept resolution 26-050, authorization to advertise for bid 2026 leaf pickup in the fall.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Next resolution 26051, authorization to install temporary no parking signs. This will be in the Farmbrook area for the Glass City Marathon for the safety of the runners, participants, travel on the public.
Okay, and the date of that is what?
Sunday.
It'll be on April 26th is the actual
Sunday.
date we'll install them.
Okay,
The day before.
okay. Any discussion? Okay. I would like to then make a motion to accept resolution 26-051.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Genoway? Mr.
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Next resolution is 26053. This is enter into a joint cooperation agreement for our 2026 long line striping program. We do a joint cooperation with Lucas County Engineers Office. They get other communities all together and get a lower bid price, so that requires an agreement with them to participate in their contract.
We don't stripe the roads anymore.
We have never striped the roads. We do our local markings, pavement markings for like the stop bars, the arrows, things like that. But the long line requires a traveling machine that paints. We don't have that investment and certainly don't need that type of equipment for the minimal amount of long lines we do.
Just to clarify, this is an annual.
This is an annual meeting. We participate with me.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, I'd like to make a motion then to accept resolution 26-053 as stated.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
And well, if you don't like these, you're not gonna like. Resolution is 26-05, participating board-out salt contract for the 26-27 season. I apologize for the long language, but it is a requirement by the state to have that exact language in there.
Okay. Discussion, questions, comments? Okay. I'd like to move then to accept resolution 26-054, again as stated.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genowine. Mr.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
One last item, I did send out an email and take it and board was available to go, but Gherkin paving and Sylvania Township was submitted for a project award for the quality award for asphalt paving for our Corey Road project. So I just wanted to show that to you, identify that as the owner. We were receiving some awards for flexible pavement of Ohio. It's an organization, nationwide organization, they have countries in Ohio. That's all the work in the paving and then obviously promote paving industries.
Very nice, thank you.
I've gotten a lot of compliments on the road, so you guys did a great job.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Okay, next up is on the agenda, Fire Department. Chief Nye.
Good evening, trustees and fiscal officer Simcoe.
Hi, Chris.
For resolutions for consideration this evening. The first one is 26-042. It's authorization to purchase one ambulance through the state of Ohio Department of Administrative Services Cooperative Purchasing Program. As you know, back in December when we worked with fire truck, how long it takes to get a fire truck, it takes just as long to get an ambulance. So for 2019, it's identified in here, we'll be 10 years old by the time we get this ambulance.
Okay, questions or comments? Right, I would then like to make a motion to accept resolution 26-042 as stated.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Genowine.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Next resolution for consideration is 26-048. It's a resolution to approve and ratify an application for funding and support of our career tech training facility. You got all the background information on this.
Great. Any discussion? Great, then I would make a motion to accept resolution 26-048 as stated.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genowine. Ms.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Next for consideration is 26-055. This one's been a long time coming, so I'm hoping for your approval. My predecessor started this back in 2021. And with Chief Toth and Chief Miller and their team, we finally got to, in the state of Ohio, making some changes that we could have a resolution to approve the mutual aid memorandum of understanding between Sylvania Township and the city of Sylvania for tactical emergency medical services team in conjunction with the Sylvania Metro Special Response Team.
Questions? Discussion?
Why did it take so long? All right, I'll second.
Wait, I didn't make a motion yet. Motion to
Made the
approve.
motion, Joe, and then
Okay,
Mr. Mahoney made the
yes.
second.
Yes.
Okay, call the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Genoway,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
And my last one is 26-057, it's a resolution to approve additional professional services from Connors Engineering and Design. That's for the training tower facility.
Questions, comments? Okay, I'd like to move then to accept resolution 26-057 as stated.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genoway.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, next on the agenda is our administrator, Mr. Turner.
First item under administrator is resolution 26052, authorizing the execution of safety township contracts. Safety township will be held between June 1st and June 5th. This year, this would authorize contracts with aides and teachers. The total amount would be $3,015.
Discussion? Okay. I'd like to move then to accept resolution 26-052.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genoway.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes. And next we have a public hearing on street lighting petition for River Tree Plat 2. I'd like to open the public hearing at 5:31. Is there anyone here that wishes to discuss this? Seeing none, I will then close the public hearing at 5:32.
The subsequent action is resolution 26031, approving the street lighting petition for River Tree Plat 2.
Questions, discussion? Okay. I'd like to move then to accept resolution 26-031 to approve lighting petition for River Tree Plat 2.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genoway.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, Oliver.
Okay, Mr. Simple.
We have two fiscal reports for February and March. There's not a real lot to say about them. We've gotten in our first half settlement here, and I think our numbers are looking really pretty good, but it's kind of early for us to really see any trends, good or bad. I think that we're doing a good job on our expenditures, and so that's the thing we watch. And so I don't have any other comments other than that. I do have some resolutions, though, if you're ready, if you don't have any questions.
Comments?
I'll offer resolution number 26-058. It's a township appropriation unencumbered balance. I think you've seen this. It has to do with a sale of abandoned police vehicles. And it's a little over $10,000. And a couple other, but you had a chance to look at. So I'd ask for approval of this resolution.
Okay, any discussion?
Mm-mm.
I move to accept resolution 26-058 as stated.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney. Mr.
Yes.
Genoway.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
And then resolution 26059, it's an advancement of funds. Again, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's really small numbers. Has to do with our bulletproof, to advance back bulletproof vest grant proceeds.
okay. Any discussion? Okay. I move to then accept resolution 26-059 advance of funds.
Second.
Calling the roll, Mr. Mahoney.
Yes.
Mr. Genoway.
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes,
And the last resolution I have is 260-60. And it has to do with, well, we just passed a resolution regarding the vehicle sale of old vehicles that we didn't use, and also some small amount for due to resignation of an officer within 3 years of employment. So again, I just ask you to approve that.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. I'd like to move to accept resolution 26-060, transfer of funds.
Second.
Line and roll, Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
Mr. Genowine,
Yes.
Ms. Johnson.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay. Next on our agenda is hearing of the public for non-agenda items. We have several people signed up to speak. I ask that when you come up, you state your name and your address for the record. We do have an approximate 3-minute time frame, and that's just so that everyone gets a chance to speak that wants to. So first on the list is Matt Bell. Matt, you'll come forward.
Sure. Would it be at all possible for me to save my opportunity to speak afterwards, just if it were pertinent to what some other folks might be saying?
Sure.
Is that possible?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Ron Kemple, is that right? I'm sorry, Kemp.
Yes. Hi, my name is Ryan Kemp, and I live at 4146 Partridge Lane, Toledo 43623. And I'm here tonight with regard to 4660 Sylvania Avenue and the transformation of a apartment building, unit apartment building into either transitional housing or rehab facility. And I guess the big thing is that I contacted the building department, and things have seemed to kind of go backwards. Because my response, in essence, was, quote, "The zoning official has notified me that they will require conditional use from the Board of Zoning Appeals for outpatient care, and that inpatient care is not permitted at all. I am not sure what level of care is being proposed, if any, but I am told that Team Recovery is currently having discussions with the Township trustees and is aware of the requirements." And whatever those exact discussions are, I don't know. But I do have a list here, and I'll be happy to submit it to you of just comments and concerns, basically for zoning, for occupancy, also for security and public safety. And the big thing in the closing here is that I'm not against people having the opportunity for rehab and stuff like that. However, the location of the building, and the location of Westchester Woods and the proximity and things on that order do concern me, because we have quite a few elderly retirees and young children just on Partridge Lane, and which is about a quarter mile away from the residence. And then also those people along Mockingbird. Since there's been no zoning request done, but yet work is happening on the building, normally a project will go through zoning and plan review, and then come to the trustees for approval, and then go to the building department for plan review, and then permits are issued, and then construction has been allowed. Also too, in the email that I received from the building department, I asked about life safety. Is there going to be sprinkler systems? Are there going to be fire alarms? And they couldn't say yes or no, just for the reason that we don't know what the zoning is going to be. So that's my concern, and some of the concern of the neighbors in the area. So we just bring that to light. And like I said, I can give you a copy of my list here if you are interested in it.
That'd be great, Ron. Thanks.
You want me to hand it over
You
there?
come on up. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next on the list is Jamie Dugai. Did I say that right?
It's okay.
That's close.
That works. I'm Jamie Day. I live at 4100 Partridge Lane, Toledo 43623. And I am here to voice kind of back up the same thing Ron said. I don't quite understand how an 8-unit apartment can, if this is the way it's going, can be turned into a 32-person housing 32 people from 8 without actively adding units. I am concerned that if this facility works out for a while and it doesn't, what's going to happen with that building? Because now it's not going to be for 32 people anymore. And my other concern is about safety. Like Ron said, I'm all for people getting help with their mental health and sobriety and all the rest. I have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, and my top concern is their safety. And having a facility right there in where I live, it's right to my backyard. It concerns me for them to be able to be free in the front and walk in the neighborhood and or in our backyard. I'm not trying to be stereotypical at all, but that is very much the top of my concern, is the safety for my children.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Thank you.
Next, Jason Chuck.
Hello, my name is Jason Chubb. I live at 4033 Mockingbird Lane. Here, the same as Brian and Jamie, for the property at 4660 Sylvania Avenue. I live 2 doors away from it. They've already been actively doing construction for approximately 2 weeks now. I've seen box trucks full of mattresses being carried in, which is my understanding that an inpatient facility would never be allowed. So I don't understand how they can already be putting mattresses in. It is also my understanding, like, I work at a hospital where if you have a medical condition and you sleep at that medical condition, at that medical facility, you are an inpatient. So I don't know, the definition of a rehab, an addict, if that is considered a medical condition. In my opinion, they're all inpatients, that they're getting treatment. I also don't understand why this is like a residential neighborhood. This should be something that is kept in a commercial setting or something away from residential areas where senior citizens and children are obviously possibly at risk. We did agree to not overwhelm you guys with our whole entire neighborhood. So I do have 4 pages of signatures of our neighbors that are against this facility going into this specific location. Once again, we stopped at Homerdale, which is like the backside of our main causeway. We did not go all the way back, but pretty much nobody said that they were for it being in this specific location. So we were just voicing our concerns against it. And I can hand you guys this petition if you'd like.
Okay,
Thanks,
sure.
Jason. That'd be great.
Thank you. And then John Siegelhort. I apologize if I messed that one up.
I live at 4101 Partridge Lane, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. I'm not an expert in anything of this, none of this stuff. But I share the same concerns that these guys do. So there's almost 100 names on there from our neighborhood, and that was really without even trying. So, my point is, those guys have covered pretty much everything. But so Sylvania, when she was in here, she said, that increases property value. But from the research that I've done, the rehab center is going to increase property values and pretty significantly. With the people on Mockingbird, Jason's house is stone's throw away from there. It's going to be impacted as well as many of the other people there. Now, I just kind of feel like our neighborhood, it seems like it's almost under attack. We got sheets going on the one end, and we got a rehab facility going on. Now, you tell me, do you want it in your neighborhood? I would assume that most of you would say no. So the discussions, if you guys are having discussions with Team Recovery and they are public, we would like to know if you would share them with us now and just let us know, where are we at in the whole thing and what's the impact going to be? So, anyway, thanks for listening.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Matt, I think you're up.
My name is Matt Bell. I'm the CEO and founder of Team Recovery. My address, my home address or office?
Either. It's fine.
My office address is 4888 Whiteford Road. So good evening, trustees, township officials, and neighbors of 4660 West Sylvania Avenue. Again, my name is Matt Bell. I'm here as the CEO and founder of Team Recovery. First and foremost, I just want to acknowledge and respect the concerns that can arise when something is changing or appears to be changing in any neighborhood. As a current resident of Sylvania, I'm soon to be in Sylvania Township, a native of Lucas County, born and raised here, went to St. Francis, and a business owner in Sylvania Township. I take those concerns very seriously. I want everyone to know that this property will be in good hands. And I know that hopefully through relationships and conversations that you will feel that and see that. So I own Team Recovery myself. We're a local organization with no outside investors. I personally drive by this building every single day. We're not an out-of-town company. This is something that I take personal responsibility for. To be very clear, nothing is changing with the use of the property at all. It has been a multifamily property and it will remain a multifamily property. The difference is simply that it will be occupied by people in recovery. Some residents that live there might be engaged in treatment services outside of that building, and some residents that live there might be completely done with their treatment services. It's the only difference is that it is people that are in recovery living there. These individuals are persons with disabilities within the meaning of applicable federal fair housing and disability laws, including individuals in recovery from substance use disorders who are not currently engaged in the illegal use of substances. Each resident will have a lease, and under Ohio law, they are classified as tenants with full rights and responsibilities under Ohio landlord-tenant laws. Additionally, the property will operate in alignment with Ohio recovery housing, which further reinforces structure, accountability, and expectations. This is not a treatment center. It's not a room and board operation. These are simply apartments for people who are working to maintain their recovery and live stable, productive lives. There will not be a business office on site. However, our staff, as we would with any multifamily property, will actively be involved in collecting rent, maintaining the property, enforcing lease terms, and ensuring that the property remains clean, safe, and well managed. As with any living setting in the community, including my home or anybody's home or apartment, tenants may have scheduled visits from home health professionals, a litany of them. It could be somebody coming to do a medication count. It could be a physical therapist coming to do work with them, the same way that anybody in the community would be able to do. We take screening very seriously. We do not allow individuals with sex offenses or arson-related histories to reside in our housing, and all applicants go through a very rigorous screening process. I would anticipate that neighbors may not even realize the property is operating differently than it has been once it's all said and done. That said, if there are any concerns ever, I will personally provide my cell phone number and email address today. Our main offices, like I said, are 2 minutes away on the road. And we operate 365 days a year administratively, so we're never not available. We currently own and operate approximately 170 recovery housing beds in Lucas County. Across all of our properties, we've never seen a decrease in property values, nor have we ever caused neighboring property values to decline. We take pride in maintaining our properties at a high standard. We're doing a lot of work to this building. That has really not had work done in a very long time. I also want to extend an open invitation to the immediate neighbors in the community. I would be happy to host a meeting at our office for any neighbors who would like to learn more, ask questions, meet our staff, understand what's being done, and see firsthand the level of professionalism that we operate with. We will follow up with a written invitation to ensure everyone has notice and the opportunity to attend. I would even extend the opportunity for immediate neighbors to have private meetings, one-on-one, whether that's virtual or in person, if you're not comfortable talking in a group setting. Our goal with this project and me being here today is simple. I want to be a good neighbor. It's our understanding that in addition to contacting Sylvania Township officials, that contact is also been made with Lucas County leadership. We've been in communication with them the entire time in terms of permits for, roof or any HVAC work that needs to be done, plumbing, electrical, all that stuff has been taken care of. And I can assure that all is compliant on our end. If any issues ever arise at any time, whether that's today, tomorrow, or in 10 years, we will address it immediately. As always, we will operate in full compliance with all rules, laws, zoning requirements, state regulations, and Ohio recovery housing standards. At the end of the day, this property provides individuals with an equal opportunity to use and enjoy housing in a typical housing setting, just like anyone else in the community. Thank you for your time and for your consideration. Like I said, I would be happy to leave my card or for anybody that has questions. I will say that we have 160 employees. I'm not an expert by any means in all of the areas of the services that we provide, and I can try to answer questions if anybody does have questions, but there may be times where I say I don't know the answer, and that's not me avoiding the answer. I truly just am not the expert in the field and don't want to speak. Not the perspective fields, perhaps.
What stimulated your interest in doing this?
So I'm in recovery myself. I've been sober for 11 years. I got sober after a baseball injury playing at University of Toledo, and I was prescribed pain pills. And I went to treatment a lot of times. Today I have a master's degree in social work. I have a beautiful family. My entire criminal history is expunged from things that I did in my active addiction. And so helping other people is something that I want to do in my hometown. It is the sole reason that I do what I do.
I was just interested in the housing aspect, because I think that is a unique and creative idea. And I don't know that, at least I personally have ever seen this type of arrangement. So that's what it was, how what stimulated the thought of offering housing, I guess.
Well, recovery housing is not my idea. It's something that's been around for a very long time. When individuals are attending outpatient treatment or even after outpatient treatment, sometimes it can be difficult for an individual to get back into their own rental or their own house. I know for myself, I needed time to repair my credit and do all those things that it takes to make amends and get back on track. But to offer housing for individuals in recovery is something that the state has been moving mountains on for a long time, and not just the state of the country.
Any other questions?
This is totally off the subject, but doesn't the prison system have similar things like this throughout Ohio too? I mean, to help people get back on their feet.
Yes.
And the federal law, I kind of read, tell me that. It says that this is a federal protection. You said that, can you maybe expound on that a little bit, Matt?
I can, absolutely. First question, I'm sorry, I just blanked on the.
That's all right, about the prisons. I just was thinking of like outreach, there's other outreaches.
We're not a prison reentry type of system at all. A lot of times with prison reentry, they're mandated to go to that. This is all voluntary, nothing is mandated. These are people that are doing well in treatment and looking to continue with that and they're working and progressing through treatment, et cetera. But to go back to the individuals with disabilities, so people that are struggling with mental illness or substance abuse disorder are protected under the protected class. And so in terms of federal fair housing and disability laws, individuals in recovery of substance use disorder who are not currently engaged in the illegal use of controlled substances are permitted by right to live in recovery housing. The same, it'd be like me today as a person that's sober in my neighborhood to not be able to be a homeowner because I'm in recovery. So it's these are people in recovery. This is not a treatment center. It doesn't need fire suppression. It's not a zoned inpatient facility where business is operating. It's simply a house or an apartment, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So this would be a landlord renter?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yep, exactly.
Oliver, I'm assuming that you and Daryl have worked with John Burrell and figured out what processes and applications that they need and, you know, do we, because again, I saw this was going to be on the agenda, you know, to clear the record. I haven't spoken to anybody about this and kind of look forward to having the meeting here in public and getting to know more about it. I know exactly where the apartment is. So it's a nice area, had many friends grow up there, and, you know, we want to make sure that we handle this properly.
Yes, thank you, trustee. This is something that I've discussed with the planning and zoning manager, Joe Rouse. I believe he's discussed it with Attorney Burrell. And the information that I've received is that it's continuing to be a residential use, that there are no indicators that it qualifies as an inpatient facility under zoning. Certainly, I think as a follow-up, having heard this discussion, we can reconfirm with John Burrell and perhaps have a written opinions about that.
Okay.
So I do have a question then. So if you're zoning and Mr. Bolus who's the CBO over at Lucas County says they need a conditional use. So who's not, and none of the trustees, so you people haven't spoke with Mr. Bell at all?
No.
So how do you know you're going to get the conditional use if you haven't applied for it yet?
Yeah, so I can't speak to the building department process. So I'm filling in for a zoning manager. I know that he's been in contact with the building department. So there's two separate processes. So Lucas County administers the building department process, and then we have the local zoning. So tonight, this discussion, this is the first that I've heard about the term conditional use. So that, I think that has a different use when it comes to building department than it does for zoning. So that's one of the areas that we would confer with our legal counsel about. I don't know if that answers your question, but for us, it has different uses. All that say, I've heard the conditional use part before, and we'll check into that.
Okay, so then, yeah, so it really hasn't been discussed at all, so that's what you're saying.
To my knowledge, no, but it's possible our zoning manager has talked about it. Conditional use, so that's something I can follow up on.
Yeah, so I guess my question was, so you can put 32 adults in an 8-unit apartment complex, and I respect Mr. Bell, I'm not an expert in this at all, but you can do that without any change of use. That's my question.
Yeah, change of use. I believe that has a very specific building department use. That's something I would have to check into the building department.
Yeah, thank you.
Once again, I respect Mr. Bell as well. That's a great story. My question becomes, if one person in that building were to relapse, does it change its status then to an inpatient treatment facility? Which is an illegal building? That's my only question.
Is that something you want to respond, Matt, or? I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how the person sort of responded. Can you ask the question again?
I was just basically saying, I understand that by them being clean, they have rights to have housing. But once they relapse, they are no longer clean, then they're being seated for treatment, and it becomes an inpatient treatment facility, which is illegal in our residential area.
I can speak to our policy. If somebody would relapse in our housing, we would remove them from housing. But I don't know what's in terms of legalities, in terms of what that turns into, and if that's illegal. That's not my discussion in terms of law.
And then a follow-up question, if one of your patients were, or one of your tenants were to relapse and break into a facility to seek financial means to pay for their next time, are you guys liable for that?
Are we liable for?
Being that you guys are the ones that rented the facility to them, and then they relapse, and then they break into my house, which is 2 doors away, and they.
As a landlord, what somebody does outside of their home, the landlord is not liable, from my understanding.
Even though they are somebody that's more likely to relapse than somebody that were in a regular apartment?
I think a lot of good questions were brought up here tonight that I don't think any of us had dived into this. And, unfortunately, our zoning manager is not here at this meeting, and he's probably the one that had the conversations with Lucas County and others and our legal counsel. So I think we're kind of at a disadvantage and would kind of like to follow up at another meeting in the future and kind of get some of these things clarified in terms of what permits are going to be needed, if any, or what's involved in this. And, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to come to a resolution on this evening.
And just so you all know, the first step in a process like this is the zoning department. And when that is ironed out and decided upon, then it comes to the trustees for either approval or disapproval of their decisions. Correct?
If needed, because it could go through the Board of Zoning Appeals and we would never see it if it was like a conditional use or something of that nature. So again, we just kind of need to figure out what the correct process and application.
I mean, personally, this is way over my pay grade. This is a federal housing issue.
Right.
This isn't us three sitting here telling you you can't have a business and can't. This is way over our pay grade. I can't even, I don't think we have the staff to even tell you, this is big time housing. This is not like I can just sit back here behind my DS and tell you how you're going to run your business. This is way 30,000 feet over my brain.
Yeah.
The conditional use comes in when we would be treating residents for healthcare there. So again, there's no zoning changes and therefore no conditional uses are required.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And then I think we need to wrap this up after.
From my experience, and that construction, there is an area that's called transitional housing, and which is for either homeless, those that have no housing, those that require services, things on that order. And transitional housing is competitively set for anything from 0 to maybe 90 days. And then what they do is they go there to the facility, the building, the apartment building, let's call it. And then they're there for 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And once they graduate from the program, and then they go on to permanent supportive housing. So I guess the big question is this going to be transitional housing or is this going to be permanent supportive housing? Because if it's transitional housing, I didn't find anything in the zoning requirements that says that there's transitional housing allowed in Sylvania Township.
Okay, thanks. We appreciate your comment. As Mr. Mahoney and Mr. Genowine have both said, this is not something that we're going to unfortunately be able to resolve tonight, but we do appreciate your time and your comments and your concerns.
No, I understand. And it's just, because I dealt for it with the homeless, affordable housing and things like that order, and I've worked with HUD and not the ins and outs, but 20,000 foot overview of what HUD housing is required. And yes, there is the fair housing, but it depends what it is.
Okay. I think we're at this point going to move on. So thank you all for your comments and coming here and voicing your concerns.
Hey, real quick, just one last thing. It was Jason that lives on, or not Jason, behind you, Ron. Because I don't want you to think I'm lying. I did talk to Matt though, because Matt sent me this letter prior to tonight. So when you said if anybody's talked to Matt, I didn't want you to think I'm not a liar. And Matt did reach out to me to say, hey, I'd like to present this letter tonight and send it to trustees. And I said, that's fine. That's all the conversation I've had with Matt about it. But I didn't want you to think if it ever got back that I had a conversation, that was my only conversation. So I'm not, just wanted to be clear there and make sure as honest as I can about you guys about the conversation I had with Matt. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. All right, now we will move to, on the agenda is any open discussion reports. And just as part of that, a reminder that our next regular meeting will be held on Wednesday, May 6th, due to the primary election being Tuesday, May 5th. Any other committee reports or anything like that? No? All right, at this point then, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of collective bargaining and negotiations at 6:05 PM. Those being invited to this meeting are the elected officials, fire chief, assistant fire chief, administrator, and Dr. Jennings Manitou. You will be joining us.
Second.
Who seconded it? John, okay. Call you roll, Mr. Moore.
Yes.
Mr. Dunaway?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes. And no business will be taken, or no decisions will be made in the executive meeting. All right, I'd like to make a motion to go out of executive session at 7:46 PM.
Second?
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Dunaway?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes. I would then like to make a motion to adjourn the regular meeting at 7:46 PM.
Second?
Okay, you can go with Mr. Dunaway. Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Dunaway?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
You gotta get that figured out. That's the JJ, Jenna Wine